And call somebody. Saying
Okay.
it just broke by itself. Oh,
Okay,
well.
now we're starting.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
Starting what?
we're I'm gonna read the thing again for Gracklstaugh because we're inside the lair of the Deepking. His name is Horgar Steelshadow the Fifth. So the description goes: lava pours down troughs cut into black basalt walls of this vast hall. The heat is oppressive, and the air reeks of sulfur. Thick black columns support the heavy ceiling, and at the far end of the hall stands an iron throne atop a polished obsidian dais. A crowned warrior encased in armor sits on the throne. Next to him stands a royal consort wearing a gown made of gold coins. And so this is a huge chamber. It's very huge. On the side of the king and his consort, there's 25 guards to each side. And on the left, kind of like in an above perch, overlooking everything, it's the all the clan leaders. They're the lairds, and there's 19 of them. There's different ones representing different clans. You have the engineers, you have the armor smiths, the weaponsmiths, the metalworks. You have the farmers and the food, the merchant. There's all the different clans in there. 19 different clans are represented right there. On the right side, you have all 34 members of the Council of Savants. In front of them are the three leaders. One is a male Darrow, and somebody's fan is hitting the microphone. And then
All
right, so there's a male Darrow, and then there's two twin sisters. Those three are the leaders of the Council of Savants. On the left side of you, to your immediate left, is the defendants. That's Lolo, Narek, and there's also one individual that's with a bag over his head. It's like a burlap sack, and he's in white clothes and he's barefoot and he's cuffed. You guys still don't know who he is yet or what he has to do with anything. And they're surrounded by, or they're behind them is 5 Dwarger guards and Despot Ballista, promoted to Executioner Ballista. He's on that side. And if you don't remember, he met up with you guys showing off his new body parts. So instead of 2 legs, he's got 4 legs that are like sharp and spiky, kind of like a spider's legs. And that he's resting on like a stool. So his legs are showing. Well, he's only got 4. So his knees are showing, they're exposed, but they're kind of like built into this stool with the 4 spider legs on there, and one of his arms at the elbow is a really wide short sword, and then on his other arm at the elbow it's a metal that's extruding, and there's a spinning blade that he demonstrated that's on there. Also on that side is the captain of the Stone Guard. It's her name is Erd Blackskull. You guys been dealing with her. And Gorglak is on that side as well. On your side, you have Zalith, the Drow mercenary or she's the bounty hunter that was asking to get all of you guys to take back to Valkenverve, where the prison was, because she's a servant of Ilvara. And also on your side, you have Hemeth, the Dwarger that you rescued and slooped up. You have Prince Darendil, the Quaggoth, that he says that he's an elf transformed into a Quaggoth.
I thought that he went with the Myconids into the weird dimension and disappeared forever.
That was Sereth. Sereth was the Drow. He went with them.
Oh, okay. He was the other guy. Okay.
And also you have Ront, the Orc, and he's the one that escaped the prison with you guys. And then Eldith is with you on your side, and so is Stool and Rumpadump, the 2 Myconids. Is there anybody else that I'm missing? Because this is a lot of people.
Yeah,
oh, the lawyer. The lawyer. There's the lawyer, also the accuser. His name is Tarask Zornbane of Clan Zornbane. And Tarask, he's the only lawyer in this court. So he's he already addressed the Council of Savants, saying that he's trying to make it in their best interest to get justice for the murder of Pepito. And last week we had Pepito storm in as Fingers was beginning to read out the evidence about from Pepito's journal. Well, Pepito, a Revenant version of Pepito, stormed in, and what's his name? Cliff was telling him to sit back and relax. Yeah. So that's the entire cast of everybody in here. There's well over 100 people. So when we started the trial, we had Hemeth bring on his accounts of the occurrence when Lolo killed Pepito, and they mentioned the map that they found with but they didn't get to read it. And when he made his account of what was happening, I think you guys said you agreed so far with what he was saying. And just to go over what he was saying, even though you guys already know it, a map was found on a body that was inside of on a little island in the Dark Lake, and it was a rotting body of a Darrow. And when you guys picked up the map, Fingers picked up the map, and then when Fingers read the map out, as soon as he mentioned the name Ungalard, Pepito snatched it from him, saying, "Let me give that to me." That's what he said. He said, "Give that to me." And when he grabbed the note or the map, Lolo, the shifter, he's a player character that's no longer in the campaign. He hit Pepito in the back of the head, saying, "Don't be rude." And out of anger, Pepito said, "Touch me again and I'll kill you." And then Lolo retaliated, saying, "Challenge accepted," and he started assaulting him immediately. And Hemeth recounted that when Pepito was being attacked, Pepito turned invisible, but Lolo still continued attacking the spot where he thought Pepito was at, but he succeeded and started knocked him down. And then Pepito, he said, "Is this what you think of us?" referring to everybody from the Underdark, because Lolo is a surface dweller.
You ready?
And Lolo continued beating Pepito, and Prince Darendil grabbed him and knocked him off, or pushed him off. And as Prince Darendil was trying to control Lolo, he let go of him, and Lolo continued the assault. And Pepito said, "This is my property." Then Lolo continued beating him to death, killing Pepito.
Basically.
And so Hemeth said, "It's not your turn.
Observation.
It's not your turn."
Oh no, I'm not in character. I'm just pointing out that isn't this a city that endorses slavery?
Yes.
And we're having a murder trial in front of the High King?
Yes.
Yes, because Pepito is a member of the Council of Savants, and the Savants, they want justice for Pepito's murder.
Yep.
Okay.
And Zalith, the drow that was in there, says she was the mercenary. She wants all of you guys to take back to the prison. She doesn't really care so much about having Ms. Lindra, because Ms. Lindra is a Drider. She's an exile.
I flipped her off.
But the only reward that Zalith was told was if Lolo is found guilty, she can have Lolo as her prisoner. And she argued about it because she's claiming that Arvindal, Cliff, Eldith, Darendil, Ront, and Fingers, that they're all her property. But the lawyer continued saying no. She's only going to get Lolo. That's it. So she's very irritated about that.
Property.
Let me grab this. So then the lawyer, Tarisk, he calls forth Gorglak to present the map. And you guys had given Gorglak kept the map when you guys went to the tunnels. He said he was going to hold on to it. And as he reads off the map, showing it off as evidence, he says, "This is what he reads from the map." James, your fan is on your phone, or your mic.
Oh, the problem's not the first one I'm getting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
Is it now? Is it
no,
now
it's good.
or-
It's good.
Okay.
So, Gorglak, the sergeant of the Stone Guard, he reads, "I fear my wounds are fatal. To those who find my journal, know I have scattered my treasure throughout the Dark Lake. In my haste to escape the cities of blades, the soul blades blocked my passages, making my retreat futile to retrieve my goods. My life will end as I lay here. Learn my map. You will have earned the rights to my hoard. Signed, Ungalarg." And when the map was read, the Council of Savants, they start murmuring to each other, and then the lawyer proceeds to say, "So, upon reading the map, at the mention of Ungalar, that is when Pepito snatched the letter from Fingers, correct? And then,
Yes.
you hear the Revenant saying, 'That was my property. I have more of a right to anybody else in this room.'" And the lawyer says, "According to more evidence, the hoard that the letter speaks of was all stolen property, written in your hand." And Bepito, the Revenant, he says, "Explain yourself." So then, at that point, the lawyer, he says, "We'll get to it shortly. we'll bring up the journal shortly. First, he wants to have Cliff as a witness to speak about Lolo's characteristics while in the Dark Lake."
Okay.
So they're asking you,
You
what?
got me up.
Yeah,
Objection.
you're the next witness. The question was, what did you see from Lolo's characteristics while in the Dark Lake before the event?
Kind of stuck up, kind of a douchebag. You want me to say more?
The lawyer, he says, "Clearly, Lolo, your party does not like you."
No.
That's not true.
Let me clarify. He was dickbaggish, but he wasn't like blue blood dickbaggish. But I just, that was my personal opinion. I didn't like him. I don't speak for the whole party.
Well,
But I still think he was a dickbag.
how did you know him with the party? What was he like?
Objection. Objection.
Out of character. I've been here the shortest amount of time, so I'm pulling this out my ass.
When you were in the
That's my objection. What is this thing like?
Okay, all right, so Cliff, I was just trying to get you to talk about how you knew him in the Dark Lake with what you have done with him. And then Ms. Lindra?
We talked. Was he with? Well, I wonder if he was with us when we visited that one person on the little island.
Yes.
Yeah, he visited a little island with us, and he was very nervous about that paper.
No.
We're talking about Lolo. How do
Yeah,
you
the
know
dead
Lolo?
guy?
No, Lolo is Tem's character.
Oh, Tim! Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're retconning everything he said in the last 17 minutes.
Forever, but yeah, he was a decent guy. You know, he took things a little serious though, like one of those grudge bearing dwarfs. You know, the oath keepers. He took he was a very like what do you say? So I don't think sarcasm really. I don't think he knew what it meant.
Okay.
And he seemed very traditional.
So you vouch for him for being
Decent guy.
a nice guy.
Yeah, decent guy.
All right. Next witness, we're going to call on Prince Darendal. And mind you all, he is still royalty despite his appearance. He is an elf from High Forest. And Prince Darendal, the Quaggoth, he steps forward and he gives a slight bow and he says, "Thank you very much for that introduction." And the lawyer says, during the confrontation between Lolo and Pepito, did did you have any idea at all that Pepito was a member of the Council of Savants? And Darendil, he says, no, we had no clue about his role in Gracklstaugh. All we knew was that he was helping us get here so that we can find a way back to the surface. And then the lawyer says, why didn't Pepito mention that he was part of the Council of Savants? And Darendil says, I have a feeling that there was prejudice between Lolo and the rest of the group. One by one, he started attacking our party members. So when he was talking about my background with me being from High Forest, he said bullshit that he thinks that I'm just lying and making up stories. So after witnessing that,
I agree with that.
after witnessing that conversation about my history with the group, this was early in our travels, by the way. I suppose that Pepito tried to keep quiet about his role in Gracklstaugh as well. So it makes sense to me that if Lolo had a problem with my background and my curse, that Pepito would hold it in secret that he is a member of the Council of Savants. And then Pepito says, that is very true. I had no reason at all to tell them my role with the Society of Gracklstaugh, and that is no reason for him to look at me any less. Oh no, what's going on? My Discord.
Dan?
My Discord's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
So
go.
what's new?
All right, there we go. All right, so then they call for Leonardo to speak as how did Lolo treat the party?
Well, basically, you didn't really. Basically, if you worked, you're okay. As long as you didn't go against the party, you're okay.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
Not much else. I mean, he I'm listening to what's his face,
All right.
and the evidently we have everybody has a major problem with the Council of Savants because they've been evidently doing stuff down here.
Well, we're not
Or
talking
somebody
about
was making-
we're not talking about the Council of Savants. We're talking about Lolo and his actions and how he is right now.
Well, basically, like you said, as long as you work for the party, you're okay.
All right. For our next witness, I would like to call up Ms. Lindra. Ms. Lindra is a civilian of Menzo Boranzan. And mind you, she has provided services for the Stone Guard, and so she is actually quite reputable within our city. Ms. Lindra,
Yes.
what was Lolo's goals while with the party? What was he doing, and what was he trying to achieve?
His goals? Well, let me first explain to everyone that all of these individuals. Well, okay, not all of these individuals. Well, okay, we'll start with all of these. All these individuals were prisoners of the Dark Elves when I first met them. Dark Elves, Drow.
True.
And their goals, and pretty sure, were mostly just to this
Get
small
out.
group. This small group of people here, as I gesture to the people, mostly the players,
Mhm.
are mostly surface dwellers. These people have no idea what it means to be underground for a long period of time. Life freeze.
No, you're good.
Okay, it looked like everyone froze there for a second. So they're. It seems unfair to judge them. So I forgot where the hell I was going. I had a thing where I was going, and it was in my head, and now it's totally gone.
Yeah, you were trying not to answer the question by saying other things. That's what you're good at.
Really good at. But from what I know, as far as his goals, he just wanted to go home. I asked him to help me with a particular mission that I'm on, and he agreed to that point, which is why they hadn't actually gotten home yet.
Okay. And then for the last witness, we'll call forth Ront the orc. And Ront, what was your travels like with Lolo and the party? And Ront the orc, he says, well, before our capture, I was actually in a battle against Lolo and Leonardo, as well as other party members that are not with the group anymore. So he's talking about in the very beginning with the ambush before you guys were captured. Ront was actually a combatant against you guys, but then the drow ambushed all of you. So he explains that, and then you ended up working together during the escape. But he says too that there was something strange about Lolo that was uncharacteristic about him. In the Dark Lake, we had another individual named Shushar, and we had evacuated his village during an attack, and when Shushar tried to go back to his village, he was trying to dive into the Dark Lake to go back and help his people. In the process of trying to jump into the water, Lolo had actually kicked him, and that prevented him from being able to escape the creatures of the Dark Lake, and he died in the process. So that was strange. And then another thing too that I thought was uncharacteristic of him was we did have 2 children that were deep gnomes that were traveling with us, and he was trying to take care of them. And we had discovered that they were actually were-rats, and we were trying to help the were-rats find a means of getting cured. But at the same time, many of us opposed the idea of having the were-rats with us.
Yeah, just for the record, I want to say just for the record, I wanted to kill them when we first found out.
And Erd Blackskull, she responds to that saying, due to Lolo trying to take care of these were-rats, if the party had not separated from the group, Lolo would have brought the were-rats into our city. And the king, he starts murmuring. No, the king leans over to hear murmurs from his consort, the girl in the robe of gold coins.
Yep.
And she says, "So where are these were-rats now?" And Captain Erd Blackskull, she says, "We did have them in our custody at one point, but Sergeant Gorglak had released them." And the king leans over to talk to the girl again, and the girl says, "So you have purposely released were-rats into our kingdom," addressing Gorglak. And Gorglak says, "Now wait a minute. We already went through this before, and I swear I did not know that they were were-rats. Yes, I did have them in our custody. At one point we had all the witnesses for the trial in our custody, and as we started clearing them through a process of elimination, we freed them. We freed a drow, we freed a myconid, we freed the 2 deep gnomes. But we didn't know that the deep gnome children were were-rats." And then Erd Blackskull, she says, "And as a result of his ignorance, we now have a plague, new plague within our city, and we're getting reports of assaults made by were-rats." And Gorglak, he starts sweating. He's like a little nervous because he doesn't know what's going to happen. And the king leans over to the girl in the gold coins, the robe of gold coins, and she points at Gorglak. He goes, "You have put our people in danger, and that shall not be overlooked." And she says, "The king has deemed that your sentence be put to death. Executioner Ballista, kill him." And Ballista was already on that side of the room, and Gorglak kind of like, he's shocked. or she doesn't say kill him. She says his sentence is death. That's what she says. And then Despot Ballista, or Executioner Ballista now, I'm sorry. His spider legs crawl up behind the guy, and he stabs him with his elbow, or with the long, the wide short sword in his back, and then he brings the blade to, the spinning blade to cut off Gorglak's head. And so Gorglak is now decapitated. He's dead.
Harsh.
And
Guy, you're muted.
oh yeah. Oh, Guy is muted. Oh, he was just muted. Yeah. He wasn't bad. He was just muted.
I don't know why he disconnected.
Well, he said he was crunchy.
Yeah, but he was
food.
Yeah, but he was talking there. I saw him. I saw his mouth moving. He was saying something.
Yeah, but unfortunately, muted. He forgot to turn his thing back on.
And then I'm pretty sure I saw him go, oh, and then go to. I think he went to unmute himself, and I think he hit the disconnect button.
All right, we'll dial him back in. Wait, he's right here.
Yep. Sorry about that.
Okay, there you go. All right, so yeah, Fingers. You see Gorglak just get decapitated, and you were saying something?
No, I was going to say, at least there aren't going to be any appeals.
All right.
Yeah, not wasting any money with holding people in prison, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, now the lawyer, he calls for Erd Blackskull to he says to the Captain Erd Blackskull, do you have a plan to rectify the situation with this were-rat problem? And she says, yes, we were on it right now. We have units dispatched in the slums and preparing to kill or capture the were-rats and any victims that may be showing the symptoms of the curse. And then, what's it called? The lawyer, he says, for our last bit of evidence for the murder of Pepito, we would like to bring forth the evidence found in his lair. Fingers, please read the journal to everybody so that they may hear about why Lolo is mistaken for killing Pepito.
Okay. I'll pull out the journal I found from Pepito's temple, if you want to call it that, and I start reading from some of that.
Do you have it? I sent it to you. It should be on your phone.
Hold on to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I sent it on your phone. If you could just read what's on it from your phone. Did you delete that message?
No, I should have it somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, check the text, and then you could just read the whole section.
Let's see. No, that's not it. Sorry, okay, here's everybody from no, that's not it. Sorry, I'm trying to find it, and I honestly don't see it.
He just sent it to you. He just resent it to you.
Oh, did I?
Oh.
I thought you did.
No, I sent it last week, but I'll send it again.
And YouTube. I've got your YouTube video, and that's the last, and the list of everybody, the cast of characters.
All right, let me see if I could put it in Discord.
I don't believe I have that one.
I hope it doesn't kick me.
Yeah, it should only be from a couple days.
Be.
Yeah, the one where Dan sent the link to the video, to the YouTube channel. It should only be like 5 texts up from there.
All right, yeah, I put it in the chat. Can you read it from the chat? Just read it out loud so your character is reading it.
There you go. Let me
You can
let
click
me
on it too.
enlarge it here.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can click on it.
Let's see.
So he's reading Bepito's journal that he found in Bepito's lair.
Bepito's journal, filled with notes and drawings of body parts, etc., etc. Simpler skull altars being drawn. Let's see. He rants about his brothers, Ungalard, stealing weapons and goods, and rather than helping to lure victims for his experiments. He also warns Van Ungalard not to draw attention of the Stone Guard, Soul Blades, and not give not even the Council of Savants. His writing is.
Sorry.
No, I'm blaming it on Bepito's writing.
Oh.
These experiments are being
Do you want me to read?
experiments are research for his plot to destroy all the cities under dark and cast a plague into the world, where he can rule as an immortal master of undead, both above and below.
As I say, do you want me to read it instead? Because
So
I
I've
actually
got it.
on my computer instead of. Well, it's just
Alright.
it's smaller on the.
So, with that being said, Bepito, the lawyer, says, so Ungalard is apparently his brother, but the rest of the journal, it shows evidence of Bepito's true nature, and the Council of Savants, they start yelling out, traitor, traitor.
Dead thing over in the courtroom.
I kind of raised my arms. I sorry, traitor.
Do I have permission now to send this undead, unholy creature back to where it came from?
Can you do that?
Well, I mean, not really, but
Well,
as a cleric, it's still something I would want to do.
well, this is what happens instead. So as the jury is like making a ruckus amongst each other, and the Council of Savants are all yelling out traitor and pointing fingers at him, and the lawyer, he says, Lolo, based on the account of the journal, it claims that Ungalard is indeed Bepito's brother. Therefore, the killing of Bepito is unjust, and rightfully that property was his. So,
I object. I argue that the note was found on a dead body and that possessions of the dead cannot be claimed, except for by those who find it. Therefore, he had no right to claim it as his own without proof first.
and he says, with being assaulted from Lolo, being attacked, being hit in the back of the head, and claiming that touch him again, that he would kill him if he touched him again. It appears to me that he was he was distraught at the discovery of his dead brother. So,
I claim self-defense.
and then claiming self-defense, is it true? Is it true that Bepito did not fight back? He's asking you. You weren't there.
Me?
Yeah, you weren't there. Yeah, he's asking you.
I have really high charisma. Can I make the bluff?
All right. Well, what happens instead is the Council of Savants, Alinka, one of the twins, she speaks up. She says, where is it? Oh, don't tell me I lost it. Yeah, excuse me. Alinka, one of the twins' sisters, that's the leader of the Council of Savants. She says, we would like to reveal to the court that in order to further ensure this evidence for the trial was not tampered with or contaminated, we would like to reveal that we did have an agent among the party as well.
I knew it.
And
I didn't actually know it, but I kind of did.
And they say, Sly Slidopter, would you reveal yourself? And
I step forward and I drop my disguise.
Ah!
all right, you guys see that Fingers is actually a doppelganger,
You hear in the stands the faint screaming of, "Oh!"
And they ask, what do you, based off of the party and what you've experienced with your travels, you let us know what the party, how was the group that you were with, and do you feel that Lolo should be spared for his crimes against Bapito? Not to say that you make the ruling. We just want to hear your thoughts on the party.
The party has done a service to the city and has generally behaved fairly decently. And there's no evidence as the party having done anything illegal within the city as of yet. But
On
so,
my head. Yep.
and as for what I have observed of, I cannot, since I was not there at the Pepito's death, I cannot comment on that. However, from what I've seen of the party, they generally would not attack somebody without provocation. And after first, wait a minute, let me get my thoughts again. They would not attack somebody without first being provoked. That's the word.
Okay. And would you reveal the real fingers to us, please? And you know that the guy with the bag, the burlap sack over
Right.
his head is all right. And
So you point over to him.
okay. So fingers. Now you're the real fingers, the doppelganger. I'm going to control the doppelganger. All right. Fingers. You're gagged, and the bag is just removed from your head, and you heard everything.
Squinting
But
light.
roll. Let me see. Roll a madness check, either charisma or wisdom, whichever one is highest.
Let's see.
And I believe you're about to go level 3 madness, correct?
No, I think 2, but my charisma I got a 15 on. Roll the 14 plus 2.
Okay.
no.
Well, you
Plus one.
succeeded. No, I swore you had 2 levels of madness already. Didn't you?
I might have. I might be going to level 3.
Okay. So
I'm going slightly crazy.
So I was having you make the madness check because of back then when you were interrogated by
Right.
the consul savants and your
Oh,
thoughts
yeah.
were being taken from the doppelganger as he was trying to
It's a little
mimic
low,
you.
You'll realize.
Right.
All right.
That'd probably make me 2, and this would be my 3.
Yeah.
It's a.
All right. Well, you succeeded anyways. You rolled a 15, and it was for moderate. So they said he has fingers. Give your accounts of the direct action between you and Bapito and Lolo. We want to hear it from yourself. The doppelganger removes your gag.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you.
Jeez, Frank, you gone dark.
The
Hey, there you go.
I walked over. I was looking around the small island that we are on, and come across this body. Was looking over the body to find any clues as to how it died, and I come across this note. I started to read the note, mentioned Ungalart's name. Pepito grabbed the note from my hand and said that, or something similar to that's mine. After he did this, I can't remember his name.
Lolo?
Lolo's, thank you. Lolo said, tapped him upside the head with his, whatever weapon it was.
A spear?
Spear or whatever it was. Spear. And said that was rude. Pepito turned around and said, "You touch me again, I will kill you." What may or may not have escaped everybody's attention is that after that,
It's more than just that.
Lolo said, "Challenge accepted," and proceeded to go after Pepito.
And Lolo says, I didn't attack him out of hatred. I attacked him because it was a scavenged treasure that we found, and he assaulted my friend. He basically attacked him first. And the lawyer says to you, Fingers, did you feel you were in danger at that moment?
Average fan's game now.
Myself, no, but from a certain angle, it could have appeared that he was attacking me. I don't know what he saw from the angle he was at.
So,
he might have appeared that he was attacking me with hand to hand. I didn't notice any weapon on him. He might have tried to wrestle me or hit me from the angle from Pepito's angle.
And then Pepito says, the body, the Revenant, he says, at the time I was utterly distraught at the discovery of my brother. When I was looking at the name, when I was looking at the note, I wanted to verify that it was my brother. And then he attacked me, and not only did he attack me, he killed me. And not once did I strike back. Not once did I try to hit him back.
Was it because you were trying to run?
He was trying to make distance.
I fail to understand exactly how what you were doing has any bearing on anything, considering you're an evil undead asshole who likes raising the dead. Fuck you.
And with that being said, the Council of Savants and they start yelling traitor again, and the other sister, what's her name? Zubriska. She addresses herself as Zubriska. She goes, "I, Zubriska of the council, the leader of the Council of Savants, we banish Pepito from our ranks. We no longer consider him a member of the Council of Savants, and we denounce him. He and his agenda are his alone, and they have nothing to do with the Council of Savants." And Pepito, he takes a step back and he says, "No!" And then the lawyer says to the turns towards the jury, and he says, "What is your verdict on where Lolo stands?" And then the jury, they start murmuring to each other, and they say, in the best interest of maintaining a trust with the Council of Savants, we have deemed that Lolo is guilty for the murder of Pepito. Before knowing the knowledge of his corruption, it still serves as a crime for murdering the murder of Pepito, even before learning of all this evidence. And the king, they look towards.
Can I object? Can I object one more time?
Go ahead.
I want to object, and I want to go into detail about the blood war, about the visions, and about the aid that these people are meant to give me in protecting the Underdark.
Okay.
So, basically, I'm standing there for a good 20 minutes wondering what the hell's going on.
All right, go ahead and say something. Say something, even if it's like
You want me to just...
like a little bit of detail.
Okay, so I'll just go into detail.
Just a little
I'll
bit.
explain that my deity Loth has presented herself to me and has explained to me. Am I frozen again?
No.
Damn it.
No, you're good.
Laggy. Okay, you guys can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
You're good.
Nope. Hold on. I'm lagging bad. Okay, have I caught up now? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
we could hear you good.
I lagged really hard there. Okay, so my deity told me about the blood war. Or wait, did she tell me about the blood war, or did I figure that out later?
Yes.
You figured it out later.
Yeah, I figured that out later. So I'll explain it now. She told me about how I am sent to bring balance back to the Underdark, and that some demon lords were escaping, and I needed to go and defeat them somehow. And this has something to do with the blood war. And one side is losing, and the other side is winning. And anybody who knows anything knows that that's a bad idea. The balance must be kept, and these individuals were meant to help me preserve the balance.
All right, and when you say that, the there's murmurs amongst the Council of Savants. There's murmurs amongst the jurors, and the lawyer. He turns around towards the King Horgar, and he says, based on the grave importance of Ms. Lindra's information, what does the Deepking think for himself about these matters? And he leans over and talks to his consort in the in the robe of gold coins, and he says, she the girl in the gold coins,
Right.
she says, if there's any wrongdoing, it is at the doing of the if there's any supernatural wrongdoing, it is from the doing of the gray ghosts. Gray ghosts are the underground
Right.
Duergar cult inside the city, and the doings of Bapito. We have no proof that any other activity are of demonic presence. Therefore, what you propose to us is dismissed. And then the king says something else to the girl, and she says, and the king says, the king has spoken. He deems Lolo guilty for the murder of Bapito to satisfy the justice for the Council of Savants. But the Council of Savants have recognized that Pepito is no longer amongst their ranks. And at that, when they said that, the Revenant Pepito, he takes a step back, and he starts like kind of like turning to an amber color.
Oh, yeah.
And his body is like what's it called? It immediately burst into flames like spontaneous combustion. And
Ooh, stink.
so that happened because Lolo was found guilty. So he had no longer he had his justice. He's no longer got a purpose for being a revenant. But the spontaneous combustion occurred because he, in addition to getting his justice, he was denounced by the Council of Savants.
How you get to be buried with the peasants?
And the lawyer turns to Zalith and says, you may take your prisoner, Lolo, now, and you'll be escorted outside the city gates. Any attempt on trying to recapture any of this group here will mean that you're any attempt to recapture the remaining group here in this court, if it's within the walls of Gracklstaugh, you'll be charged for treason, for they are now part of the Stone Guard and recognized as citizens of Gracklstaugh. And Zalith, she makes all kinds of angry remarks and comments, pointing at you guys. She says, this may have happened, but it's not over. It's not over. And then she's escorted by a couple
Tell
of
my
Horgar
tell my
guards. Go ahead.
tell my sister we'll see her again real soon. Don't worry.
And so she's escorted with Lolo, and they're taken out of the chamber hall. And then the lawyer says to let me see, who was it? Who had the evidence for Narek?
I did. This is the doppelganger.
Okay. So Sly Sladoppler, the doppelganger, he
Yeah.
he walks toward the lawyer to present the evidence for Narek's case. And with Narek,
Yeah.
the doppelganger, he explains, underground in the tunnels, we discovered that the origins of the cursed monsters with two heads. In addition to what we discovered from Pepito's lair with his dealings, we have found artifacts, altars, and relics that were cursing the stone giants and other creatures to be cursed with a second head. And we believe that it has demonic influences in itself.
My king, I present to you the proof that the demons are loose.
And the girl in the robe, the robe made of coins, she says, "And what proof do you have?"
I don't have any actual proof, do I?
Well, we do have that piece of stone from that obelisk.
You gave that to Gravelis.
That was.
You gave that to
Yeah,
Grazilax. You gave that to Grazilax, the Illithid.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I summon?
He'd probably still have it on him.
Can I
Out of
summon
character?
those people?
No,
I
it's
forget what they're-
they could teleport to you, or you could teleport to them. But they went to go and investigate the pyramid that you told them about.
Yeah.
So out of the character, I want to ask, that town that the fucking Demigorgon attacked got destroyed, correct?
Yes.
Do
On
we
top?
have a journal? We have the journal of the Draugr that was investigating the pyramid, don't we?
Yes, it was the scroll of. Wait. Let me read this again. The scroll requesting for names from Droki. There's that.
The journal that she had, that she was writing stuff down with when she was experimenting with the obelisk.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah.
So I can present that, I guess.
Yeah, that's for talking about the pyramid, and you explain to them what you learned from the pyramid, or at least James can, because he did
Yeah. I can also have everyone here to give their own personal account of the visions that they all had.
Oh no, wait.
That's
There is
I'll
a scroll from Droki to Narek, asking for names, or asking for more scrolls to write names so that he can give him identities to start placing the curse on.
Yeah, we got that.
The doppelganger presented that.
Yeah.
And you present the notebook that you found from the girl, but James, do you remember what you learned about the pyramid when you did the Arcana check on it?
Not really. I also did the ID spell on it too.
Yeah. Okay. So, who remembers?
I don't remember either.
Okay.
Did you poison?
Unfortunately, when you're talking to another character about stuff they only know, I have a tendency of tuning out.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So, you remember that you learned that it had some sort of demonic influence on there, and it had a temporary power to teleport people places, but you weren't sure where. And then when Gravlax investigated the rock piece, he mentioned that it was a dimensional doorway to another plane. So it's not complete, and it's got cracks in it still, but the teleportation powers aren't related to it being a demonic doorway, but it was altered by the phase res corrupting the pyramid itself. So magic was tainted on that thing. So as you explained that, go ahead.
I was basically going to ask, what about the earth animal that wanted to eat it?
Who are you asking?
Anybody that will listen, you remember we're talking the earth animal that showed up?
Yeah.
And they wanted to eat the gateway.
Yeah. Well, who are you asking though?
It's the fake fingers.
The fake fingers?
Yeah,
Yes.
the doppelganger.
The doppelganger. He says, as I recall, your friends went to go investigate the pyramid. We haven't reported the creature to anybody else, have we?
No.
No.
Because just wanting to see the elemental ate it.
Wanted to eat it.
Well, he wanted to, but I'm just saying.
This creature with 3 arms and three legs and
Really big mouth.
And then
the mouth on the top.
the third leader of the Council of Savants, he announces himself as Uskville. He's a male Darrow. He says, tell us more about the pyramid and the creature. Where is it?
Under the city in the sewers?
And
Yes, Chris.
he turns towards the king and he requests for permission for the Council of Savants to investigate this matter further. And the king turns over to his consort beside him, and he murmurs something to her. And she says, the almighty Deepking Horgar Steelshadow V has made his judgment. These cursed assassination attempts are direct attacks upon the Deep King himself. The mandate is a city-wide cleansing. Death to Narek, death to all Darrow, beginning with the Council of Savants. Death to all outsiders, and the rebirth of a new pure-breed kingdom of Gracklstaugh will be written as the forges are to close. Death to Thembertrod and all stone giants. And
Can I cast my divine sense?
Yes, you can. How far is it?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually not sure. Let me look it up. Not one of those things. Not the information I have written down. I don't have a book in front of me. So.
All right, Guy.
Give me.
When this happens, when she says that, murmurs amongst the stone guards and the jury, the clan leaders, they become restless. They're looking at each other, kind of panicked. Council of Savants.
I kind of saw
the Council of Savants. They're kind of in a panic too, like a surprise shock at this new declaration.
Yeah.
The fingers. You hear that bell chiming in your head. Do you remember the?
Yes.
Do you remember what it said?
I don't. Yes. Beware. I got it written down here for once. Beware the bearer of the dark metal, corrupted by gold.
What does that mean to you?
60 feet.
No, I don't think it means 60 feet.
No.
Somebody's being bribed.
This king and this consort are bad. Are either of them fiendish, celestial, or undead?
Fiendish. And you're getting that sense of feeling from the girl in gold.
I will announce that aloud to the entire courtroom. By my honor as a cleric of Loth and as a paladin of... Actually, what the hell? What am I? A paladin? The Society of Brilliance. That's what it is, right?
Society of Brilliance?
Yep.
Yeah.
And,
Corrupted by fiend.
The dark
And-
metal. I didn't get the dark metal though.
Yeah, the demons
That's
have
the only
risen.
trouble.
The dark mantle is the king.
'cause
Well,
his name is
the
Deepking
throne?
Horgar Steelshadow.
Yeah, it's the king.
Steel Shadow, dark metal.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
get the Steel Shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So
Oh, crud.
when
He
you
is not the true king.
what do you guys do?
I think
Well,
she's-
she's announced it with being a paladin, and I was going to say
think-
I agree with her.
I think we're in a Lord of the Rings situation here, where the king was being corrupted by the.
Wormtail or Wormtongue. Wormtongue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you,
something like
you are 60 feet away from the throne. Yesterday I mentioned that you guys' positions were 60 feet away from the throne. So, do you guys want to do anything?
Well, I call that
I
out.
just kind of sit back and wait for the race war to break
I don't
out.
want to die.
Yeah, it's
I'm
kind of
what
like
happened.
it's kind of disbelief between what the king has declared and what you have just said.
I'm gonna go
So-
kind of screw over to the stone giants. You know?
I moved into the middle of the room. I unleashed my weapon, and I say, I go into some spiel about holier than justice and blah blah. I go down the paladin route.
Okay.
I
And
kind of ask, like I put my hand over my mouth and I kind of ask, "Are you also including the dragon in that purge? Because I think he'd have a word about that."
He did.
Did
Yes, he did.
He said a cleansing for
everyone who the drow or isn't
Durgar.
Durgar? Yeah, that's it.
Like I kind of
Yeah.
look at the stone giants for a
Everybody but-
second, but like this kind of like face.
There's-
Do they look back at me?
There's no stone giants in here.
Oh, I mean stone guard.
The stone guard? Yeah, they're kind of shocked and they're like there's mixed feelings about this because even though the king is the king, the clan leaders, their job as lairds is to maintain order, and if one was not to be maintaining that order, then another would take over. Because King Horgar Steelshadow, he's actually a clan leader himself. But
This feels fuckety.
but they're kind of in a disarray. But as this happens, as this happens, it's kind of like a surprise for everybody, even the Darrow
Yeah.
savants. So, Ms. Lindra, you moved forward,
Yep.
and
I drew my weapon
and
like some particular.
Despot Ballista says, no, this can't be happening. Or
Welcome to the
Executioner
Race War,
Ballista,
Despot.
he says, this can't be
Yeah,
happening.
this
This
is
can't
not
be
the-
right.
I
Guy,
turned to Executioner Ballista and I explained to him, "You were with us through the sewers. Do you truly believe me to be a liar?"
Guy, what are your abilities? What can you do?
I had pretty much just the psychic bolt, speak to somebody telepathically within 30 feet, and that's about it, being just a general rogue.
What's the range of the psychic bolt?
It's a dagger thrown 60 feet, I believe.
And you're
Okay.
60 feet away. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, but as I said, if I do that, I'm probably going to get one of these pikes through my gullet by the guard.
Similar.
So I'm not going to,
All right.
unless he shows other colors.
Ms. Lindra, are you doing
Him not
anything?
being actually
You
him.
already walked.
Or her.
Wait. You already walked up there.
I walked forward. I walked
Yeah.
like maybe 3 feet closer.
Leonardo, do you do anything?
Blur.
You what?
Cast blur on myself.
What does that do?
Blur upon
They should-
himself.
Oh,
Yeah,
blur.
they should,
Cast blur. Okay. And Cliff?
He's a blur.
I stand there for a second, then I cross my arms, pondering. Am I about to be in the middle of a race war? I think upon this for a few seconds, for nodding to myself and saying, "Hey, I just want to point out. I know it's not usual for me to be this guy, but wasn't there something that fucked with the giant's head and something that fucked with those people's head downstairs?
Yes.
Is your guys' king having his head fucked with?"
Possibly.
Yeah.
I say
So
this loudly and kind of like getting a little closer to the stone guard, just like to watch him
okay. So
and to be further away from the throne.
at this, 200 invisible Duergar stone guards appear, and they were in ranks of 100 on each side of the wall. So they
Oh,
have to fulfill this mandate that was just given by the king. So I already gave you guys your clues. I gave you guys
All right, devilry, fuck off. I'm running.
running where.
Not yet. I'm just saying that aloud.
So Guy, you can do something, but you're choosing not to.
Well, I can throw the psychic blade.
And
Well, if I see these guys, I'll probably do it anyway because I'm going to die anyway.
all right, yeah, and
Okay, so I see these guys appear. I'm going to, oh shit, I'm going to throw it at the king.
you're gonna throw it at the king. What about the?
Yeah. Or no, the enchantress, the one in the gold dress. That's right. She's the one
Okay.
who's probably.
And
Doing that.
everybody does have an expiration point.
Oh, time
In-
to die.
Yeah, there we go.
everybody does.
Expiration date. There you go.
Everybody does have an inspiration point. So, Guy, do you want to use your inspiration point to do this?
I would say yes.
Yes.
Automatic.
Okay.
Automatic success.
It's an automatic success and an automatic crit.
Ah. So that does a 1d6 damage. If it's a crit, that makes it 12. Plus my oops, sorry about that.
I think it's your
Plus 5 for damage for my
Spell level.
proficiency in my dex or from my dex. Sorry about that.
Okay.
So that's 17 points of damage.
All right. So,
Yeah, it's a lot of damage.
From a dagger.
all right, everybody, roll initiative. Oh wait, James, you already casted blur. Never mind.
Oh, nice. It's a special ability.
It's a special
Well,
ability.
Yeah. It's a racial thing.
Okay.
Man, this is times I really wish I multi-classed into barbarian. Oh well.
It's still good. Next level.
I have an idea for this character that I think you'd find pretty interesting.
Probably not.
Fuck you.
So you want to multi-class this next round?
Okay.
Who's not big? Fighter, barbarian. It's a pretty standard. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great
Wow.
to get.
Although I did go barbarian. One character did go from barbarian to fighter.
Yeah, it's really good to actually do if you want to do like a pugilist style of a fighter, because you can go unarmored and
Okay.
still be able to take hits because
James,
okay.
what
If
did you
you
roll?
read Warhammer 40k or
Oh,
Warhammer
23.
Oh shit.
you know what a Slayer
It's
is?
19 plus 4.
That's what I'm gonna be.
Okay. Frank, what did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
Guy
8.
and Chris.
Today's
What?
3.
3.
Okay. All right. This is gonna be good.
Oh, that was psychic damage for the dagger.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Leonardo. Shaw. Frank. Oops. I put
All right,
Frank.
boy,
It's
last
gotta be
time. Let's go.
Cliff. I meant to put Cliff. And finger.
Corrupted by gold. She's wearing a gold dress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey,
It's actually made of gold pieces. It's not made of gold.
Gold
It's
coins, but yeah.
coin laced together,
Right.
which is really like that should have been everyone's first clue.
But did you know that immediately? Did you remember?
What?
I have a lot of people to kill and choke out today.
Okay. So Leonardo, you are first. What are you doing?
I'm going to use my
It's the queen.
inspiration point, cast
She
magic
is
stone,
possessed.
and use a sling and hit her with the sling bullet.
You're using your inspiration point?
Yes.
Okay. So you use your inspiration point, you shoot your sling, and there's a barrier, like a wall of force, and your magic bullet does not go through it. And you use
Darn.
your inspiration point.
Ouch.
Alright, it's Shell's turn.
Oh.
What happens was when you hit her with the psychic bolt, she had a headache,
Right.
and as she's having her headache, Leonardo throws his magic stone at her, but there's a magic barrier in front of the king protecting him,
Mhm.
and well, as she's going through her headache, since she took so much damage, because she took 17,
Yeah.
wings sprout from her back, horns come out of her head, and she's an actual succubus.
I told you!
And what she does is she moves over to King Horgar, and she gives him a kiss.
I told you. Oh, crud.
And King
He's under her
Horgar,
spell.
Your king's getting raped. Help him.
King Horgar failed his
Mhm.
Constitution save.
Oh, that's no good.
So that's
Unfortunately, she'll basically take his hit points to cure herself.
My eyes are kind of like bulging. Like, what the fuck? As I say,
Yeah.
Stone Guard, your king is
It's her.
being molested. Why aren't you helping him?
25, 30.
Molested, not
Well, they
killed.
probably will now that they see what she actually is. But then again, there's no law saying the king can't marry a succubus.
Okay.
Well, that's true too, but unfortunately,
All right.
she's
So
slightly demonic.
the succubus turns over towards King Horgar, and her wings is like covering up his body.
He's killing him.
She's giving him a kiss, and he takes 30 points of damage from that kiss.
You're killing him. She's killing him.
And Cliff, it's your turn. Her back is still towards you guys, and she's facing the king.
How far away is she?
60 feet.
So can I 60 feet run up,
Yes.
dash? No, wait. Yeah. 60 feet run up, dash. Second win and like strangle her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
can
60
do
feet. 60
I
feet and dash.
I
Now-
dash and like I'm fucking just.
Okay, so when
You
you do that, what is the collision damage for hitting a wall?
I don't know if there's a whole lot of rules for running straight into walls, considering most logical people don't do that. But I would look up the Wall of Force spell and use that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I imagine to falling, though. It's probably a d6 per X amount of momentum.
I have pretty stubby fucking legs though.
That's true. He'd only get 50 feet.
And also, the first 10 feet don't count.
So that'd be 40 feet.
Yeah. Which at most would be 4d6, which is still a lot of damage for running face first into a wall.
Well, it depends upon how much of a head of steam he picked up.
Let's see if I can strangle a wall.
I'd say maybe like a 1d6.
No.
Let me
By the blade.
let me look up like colliding, I guess. Nope.
I can give you. I can send you the complete guide to banging your head against the wall.
Let's see. I got the right.
Wait, this is a monster
Sorry,
manual.
back
What
to
am I doing?
Getting confused?
Okay, here we go. Let me look.
Oh, Jesus. Goodness gracious. Oh, okay, this is a house rule.
Let me see. Nope. Alright. Sea colliding. Or crashing. You know what? I'm just gonna use falling damage. That's a pretty hard hit. It's like Juggernaut when he knocked himself out on X-Men 3.
Maybe 2d6 then.
Alright.
I would imagine it's a fairly static number because I looked it up online and there's a ton of house rules for it, but no actual rules that I can find. But falling has a lot to do with oh god, darn it. I totally forgot what it's called. Momentum, not momentum.
Gravity.
What is it? Terminal velocity.
The velocity.
Yeah,
Velocity.
but also falling, it's measured in every 10 feet you take additional damage, right?
Yeah. Well, so in when falling, the first 10 feet don't count. You can fall 10 feet and not take damage.
Yeah, it's after that. But
If
what
after
is...
that you take, it's 1d6 per 10 foot additional.
Okay.
If you have some sort of ability, like monks get an ability to slow their fall, then they take less damage. There is also an option for rolling dexterity to slow your fall against the wall as you're falling if you're close to an object, blah, 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 blah. But on top of that,
Yeah, that's all.
you run so fast, and you fall much faster than you can move forward because of gravity. So I would imagine it would be, I would say 1d4 per 10 feet instead of 1d6.
1d4 per 10 feet? Okay. So you're running...
Sounds
You're
good.
running 55 feet, so we'll say 4d4.
Again, he's so like James said,
Well,
he gets stopped before he reaches 60 feet. So he's already at 50 feet. And the first 10 feet don't count. So at most, he's going to take 40, 45-ish feet worth of movement before he hits the wall.
That's what I said, that 4d4.
Yeah, well, you said 55,
Okay.
so I was like...
Yeah, he's
That's
55 feet away from the
Hello?
from the wall of force, because the wall of force is
Okay,
his
so yeah.
speed is only 25 though, and he doubles it to be 50.
His
well,
speed is
he's
up-
dashing, so he's running at full speed, and he doesn't know that wall of force is there.
Frank, are you a dwarf or...
Dwarf, hello?
Okay, yeah, okay, so it is 25 feet. Okay,
Hello?
so he can't even run 60 feet. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now. Everything froze up for a second.
Okay.
Somebody turned
Are
off the
you-
light over here.
You're
So-
okay, guy? Because you muted yourself again.
Alright. Take 9 points of damage, roll a dexterity check to see if you fall on your ass or if you just stay standing.
10.
Okay. You fall on your ass. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta turn these lights on. It's too dark.
I gotta use the bathroom, so I'll take a break too.
Actually, that sounds like a good idea. I'll go to the bathroom too. I'll be back.
Alright, boys, I'm gonna have to keep smacking this wall until I find where it ends and where it begins.
Okay. So, Cliff?
Fred left for a second.
Oh, he did? Well, it's Fingers' turn anyways. So, Fingers.
I'm gonna go make me a quick smack while he's taking that break.
Well, let me use the bathroom then. And we'll stop it on Fingers' turn. Oh,
No, we take.
Guy, you're muted.
Mhm.
I gotta use the bathroom real quick too. So Frank's
Yeah.
gone. James is gone. We'll just be back in a couple minutes.
Yeah, everyone just went to use the bathroom. Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I was just gonna say I was gonna move up.
Aren't you still bound?
No, they let me go so I can talk at least. So I guess
Oh.
they didn't. No, my psychic daggers. I don't even think I have to really quote unquote throw them.
Yeah, no, I think
I'll have
they're-
to really look that up.
I think the way that they work is I can look it up real quick.
They appear in my hand, and I can. They say I can throw them up to 60 feet.
So like Psylocke.
Hmm?
Like Psylocke from X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're glowing dagger form. So they know I'm throwing them because there's one in one hand, and I've got one in each hand.
No, you can't.
So, as I was saying that, my library behind me, I got 5 bookcases like that full of books.
That's
So
that's too many books.
I'm somewhat of a book hoarder, but I don't mind giving them away or selling them unless there's something means something to me.
Have you read all of them, or do you just kind of collect them?
I've read about a quarter of them. I've got over 2,000 books.
Woo. Yeah,
and I've read
if I was to buy a book,
about a quarter of them. So
I buy books.
And I also belong to a book club, so I've got a lot of these books online ready to be sent out if somebody requires them.
Oh, okay.
Wants them. Not requires them, but wants them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you one of those book clubs where it's 10 bucks for a penny?
No, it's you sign up with the book club with with 10 books, and you get 2 credits. And with those 2 credits, you can order 2 books.
Oh, okay. So
as soon as somebody orders one of your books, you get a credit to order another book.
Oh, cool.
And it can be a paperback, hardbound.
All right.
So.
What? You going to bed?
What time is it?
Okay.
Okay, good.
We've got 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And okay, what I was saying, sorry, as I was muted, I was going to just move up so it's not as a hard, long distance to throw.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw one of these psychic daggers at her, at the succubus.
Okay, let me. I closed the book. Let me open this page real quick. All right, what did you roll?
A 20.
That hits. Go ahead.
13 plus 7.
So that's another 20
that's damage. No, damage is only going to be 6 this time. I rolled an ace.
Okay. So you ran up 30 feet and tossed another psychic blade.
Yes.
All right.
I guess running threw my aim off. I didn't hit her as good. Hey, any excuse.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell, she's the one! She's enchanted the king!
All right.
She is killing him!
And now it's Ms. Lindra's turn.
Okay, I'm going to move up 30 feet.
Okay.
I know that there's a wall there, so I'm not going to head face first into it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I'm going to move up to it.
Yeah.
I am then going to cast Sanctuary upon the king.
And what does that do?
Let me read it for you real quick. As soon as I find where the hell the spell went. I have it here. Hold on. There it is. You ward a creature within range against the range is 30 feet. So I'm basically standing next to him. Well, I guess I'm within 10 feet of him. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
The spell does not protect the warded creature from area effects, such as explosions of a fireball. The warded creature makes an attack.
The warded creature, it negates the spell.
So
I'm not expecting it to necessarily work if he decides to do something. I'm just hoping that this is just one of those cross my fingers and hopes that this spell protects him, because he doesn't seem to be moving, right?
Yeah, he's
No.
the most movement you seen him do was just turn his head to the side.
And then
So
after
his
that,
saving throw. It's a saving
he
throw.
doesn't get a saving throw.
Yeah, it says wisdom save.
She does.
That's the purpose in attacking him. The person I'm casting the spell on does not get a save against him.
Let me look at this. All right, let me just understand how this works then.
Yeah. So any creature who attacks the person that I cast a spell on has to make a wisdom save.
So the succubus has to make the wisdom save to be able to attack the king.
Oh, okay, I get it. All right.
The king just becomes divinely protected.
Okay.
And it's not even guaranteed. She can still make the save.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a wisdom save, and now
It just gives him.
I'm not done yet.
Oh.
I'm going to use, for my actual action, I'm going to cast my divine weapon, and I'm going to have it smack her on the other side of the wall.
So you're casting the spell inside the wall, right?
I'm casting the spiritual weapon within 5 feet of her.
Okay.
So it appears right next to her in a space occupied or not occupied by her.
Okay. Let me look at this real quick.
Those succubus can be nasty.
You know, one succubus against this many people isn't that nasty. But the fact that she had time to set up and was prepared makes it a little bit more different. Makes it a little difficult.
Yes. Now, the guards are probably all in disarray because the the queen is not the queen, and
yeah, and none of us have any type of dispel spell, so we can't negate the wall,
right?
Which would be really
Does dispel work on force wall?
What?
Does dispel work on force wall?
It can if you roll high enough.
Wall of Force is a 5th level spell, so actually the low level dispel, which I think is 3rd or 2nd, I think actually would not work on the force wall because it only affects 3rd level spell. It would have to be cast at a higher level spell slot. It would have to be cast as a 5th level spell to negate the wall of force without a save.
But it does not have the ability, the chance of it
All right, it says nothing physical can pass through
I'm thinking dispel magic.
the wall, and it is a dome-shaped wall of force.
Okay.
So, but can the spell be cast inside of it?
Even if a physical object can't penetrate it, my weapon is not a physical object. It is a spiritual object.
Okay, it conjures into the other side of it. Got it. Okay. Oh, we're losing everybody.
Yeah, this happened earlier.
Just hang up and call back in the same group. Do not make a new group. Just hang up. Just hang up.
No, don't hang up. Just, okay, well, let everyone hang up. I'm just going to sit here until everyone rejoins.
We don't need to start a new group. We recall.
Yes, we know. No one's starting a new group. We're just waiting for everyone to rejoin.
Fred doesn't know how to rejoin.
That might be the only issue.
So we need to.
James does.
So actually, no. I just need to call everyone once we exit the group, or once we not exit the group, but hang up. Just click the big red button. We're good.
There we go.
God damn it, Fred.
Yeah. Terror is human, but to really foul things up requires a computer.
Oh, I gotta show you guys the succubus.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
they're good looking once, but
oh yeah, they're real good.
Once they get.
Oh, I forgot to say too. Well, you didn't really get to see it because she was wearing the robe, but she's pregnant.
Ooh. Yeehaw. Not for much longer.
All right. Now we can hang up and recall Guy or Fred, whatever the fuck.
Okay.
Why?
Because he doesn't know how to get back into the chat.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, here we go.
This again.
Okay.
I'm
We're
gonna
back.
go wife and child.
All right. So that was Ms. Lindra's
Also?
turn. She's
Hold on a
cast
second.
us.
My weapon actually gets to attack her.
Huh?
My weapon actually gets to attack her.
Yeah, I was gonna say the weapon manifested inside the invisible dome,
Okay,
and
so it-
and now it's taking its turn. And just so everybody could see what the succubus looks like, because not everybody was here.
Okay.
All right. So the wings are wrapped over from what's it called? Wrapped over Horgar. And when she changed into herself, you guys saw that she was pregnant. And so she was.
21 to hit. Does 21 hit?
Yes.
D8. 5 plus 4.
If you
is
want.
9 points.
If you want, you can use your inspiration point for that.
I was saving them
Okay.
for my next turn.
So how many points of damage?
9.
Hey, before someone gets home, I'm just gonna say this. Let's go!
All right.
Let's get ready to rumble.
And it's her turn again. And what's it called? So your sword hits her, and now she rolls a saving throw for concentration on the spell.
Mm-hmm.
And she rolled a
Can I use my inspiration point to make her fail?
no. She
I
rolled
know.
she rolled a 21, so she maintains concentration. And she's still maintaining her kiss. And Horgar failed again. Keep rolling low numbers for him.
She has to make the wisdom save to do that again.
Oh, that's right. Okay. She rolled a 12.
She failed.
She failed? Okay, so then she can't do it. It
She
repels
needs to
her.
pick a new target, or she needs to pick a new target, or the spell fails.
Be gone, thought.
And target someone else. So if she wants to, she could target me with it. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure she can do that through her own wall.
So for the record, Cliff is sitting there with his face against the shield like this.
Admiring your own
Let me
reflection.
in. Let me
No,
in. Let
Is
me
Just
in.
waiting for just waiting for the shield to go down.
is
My nose is pressed up against it.
is charm a spell?
Charm is a spell, but it's charm person.
Or it can be.
monster.
No, not charm person, just charm.
I don't think there is just a pure charm.
Okay, so the humanoid fiend can see within 30 feet of it, must make a successful wisdom saving throw, or be magically charmed for 1 day. So, she wants to put the...
She
That's
can't.
probably like a charm person.
If she used her action to try and perform the kiss, she can't make a new spell.
Oh, a different effect? She can't
It
do a
can
different...
either be the same spell, it can be the same on a different target, or her action is used up.
Okay. Alright, yeah, so she... Okay, she doesn't choose a new target. She's choosing to stay inside her sphere, and she turns and she looks at you, and her eyes are like glaring.
That's okay. I got this super steely, straight up, I'm gonna murder you look in my eye. So, and I got 11, and I got 12 eyes. So, bite me.
12?
10 on the spider body and 2 of my own.
Okay.
Okay.
So she tried an attack and she failed, and so now she's very angry. You can see that she's got that angry look on her face. She's gritting her teeth, and she's very pissed off at you, Ms. Lindra. She's really upset at the Drider. And Cliff, it's your turn.
I have a question.
That's your turn.
So So would screaming interrupt the concentration or have a chance to interrupt the conversation or
Concentration.
concentration spell?
No. I mean, you could try intimidating her, but that's about it.
Yeah, I'll try intimidating her.
Taking her out. You could be like,
Yep.
look out behind you.
Is it just charisma or
Look
strength to
behind
add to charisma?
It's.
I mean,
It's
is
on
it
your.
just charisma or
Intimidation is
strength?
just charisma.
Yeah,
Charisma.
it's charisma plus your proficiency if you're proficient in that.
Charisma versus.
She just rolled a natural 20, so her save is 25. Got to be 25.
Okay, I'll try.
Or you have
That
your
means you need
you
to
have your
roll a 21.
inspiration point. You have your inspiration point if you don't want to roll.
Hold on, let me see what. Let me
But
just
then
see what I
still,
get.
she needs a
20.
21.
It's either or. You can't roll and choose your inspiration point. Well, actually, no. I said you can because you could turn an automatic. You could turn a fail into a miss. That's right.
That's only 14. I even with the inspiration die.
All right. So what are you doing to try to intimidate her?
I'm just standing there screaming.
You're peeing on the wall of force.
Yeah. I scream for a few seconds for unzip.
It's pain
And I
on the
just
electric
open.
fence.
All right, fingers. It's your turn.
Excuse me. Time for another psychic bolt. 12. That's 17 to hit.
That hits. Bless you.
For damage, that is 9 points of damage.
Okay.
Rolled a little better this time.
All right, and she's got to roll her. Does she have to roll a saving throw for concentration every time she's hit?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Every time she takes damage
think
from a separate source.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's 10. Isn't it 10 or the damage taken?
It's 10 or
Whichever's
the
lower
damage taken,
or higher.
whichever is greater. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that happens. Then the what's it called?
Concentration is really easy to make in this game, actually.
You see like a rippling effect on the dome. It's like wobbles like a water thing, and then it just, and then you don't see that ripple anymore.
Ooh, good. Yep.
And now it's Ms. Lindra's turn.
All right, I am going to cast at second level the spell Guiding Bolt. Hold on a second. Actually, I can move into range of her, can't I?
You
Yes,
could try.
Yes,
You
you're
could
right
try.
there.
You just saw the thing ripple.
Yes.
You don't know.
I'm going to attempt to make a 5-foot move towards her.
Okay.
Do I succeed in doing so?
Yeah. You don't feel the dome.
Am I now within 5 feet of her? Am I next to her?
Yes. You can be. So yes.
Yes. I will cast the spell Inflict Wounds, and I will use my inspiration point.
Okay.
I will cast it at second level.
Okay.
It does 4d10 necrotic damage. Crit
Ouch!
to the max.
That's 40.
That is 80 points of damage.
Does she get a saving throw?
Holy
No.
fuck!
Huh?
No, it's an attack roll on my hat and my side.
Okay.
And I use my inspiration point to succeed.
Okay.
I reach out and I put my hand straight on her face. A little bit like the Urkai in
Harry
Lord
Potter?
of the Rings. Or yeah. And
For
just
Harry Potter.
Yep. And I just 80 points of damage straight to her face.
Okay. So you do that and she screams like her face is bubbling with the infection because it's necrotic damage, right?
Yes.
Necrotic damage.
So it's like
Yes.
green and black flesh coming out of her skin. And as that's happening, her body slowly falls to the ground and she's dead. So now
I don't take any chances, and I remove her head.
okay, you cut off her head.
I don't have any sharp weapons, so
Cliff?
Put a leg through it.
my axe.
Cliff?
Cliff, remove this.
All right, I've been waiting for a while to do this. Chop.
Okay. All right. And so you cut off its head, and then everyone is like shocked at what you guys just did. Like even the stone guard, you didn't notice it, but they were closing in behind you guys, not to attack you guys, but to try to go and help the king. It's just that you guys were.
Yeah.
Is her wing still intact, or like what's left of her body?
Yeah, her body's still there. It's just her face was like melting into like a pool of rotten flesh, and then you cut off the stub of her neck.
We do have a question of what to do
sorry,
with the pregnant belly.
What are you gonna do?
As much as I would, it's hard to want to do it, but in character, my character would just straight up just smash it.
Okay, is that what you're doing?
But it's horrible to even say that.
Okay, no, it's good. It's good that you did that, because as you notice, as you start inspecting the stomach to see if that is something that you needed to do, you do see that there is something inside of her belly that is squirming around, like because the mother is dead, so now it's trying to fight for its own survival.
Permission to football kick it?
I trash it. No, I got a warhammer. I just fucking just impale it.
All right.
Well,
So
all right.
what you kill is a cambion, and it's a baby cambion.
Don't know what that is.
Fuck.
At least not. At least I don't know what that is.
Oh well, I'll tell you guys what it is. Let me look for it.
Basically,
A cambion is the offspring of a fiend, usually a succubus or incubus, and a humanoid, usually a human. Cambions inherit aspects of both parents, but their horns, leathery wings, and sinewy tails are hallmarks of their otherworldly parentages.
So in other words, it looks a little bit like the king.
It's like a midget form of the succubus. So it would have developed into something like that, you know.
So it's like
It's a baby though.
Yeah.
So you kill one of those from its stomach, like okay, you hit it with your warhammer, and it comes out. It pops out.
Let's try not to describe this too much. If this is going on YouTube, please.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said you smashed it, and it kind of squirts out on the between the legs.
And I football kick it off screen.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you kick with the remnant that's not smashed. All right, and so with all this happening, the let me think about
the king
this.
is still protected by my sanctuary for a minute, so
the king is pretty badly damaged, and
Wait.
Oh shit!
Wait. So the king, he's like kind of sitting there in pain, and he's got like a really angered and frustrated frown on his face, but then it turns into like a sneer, like a happy sneer, and he's breathing very laboriously, and he's smiling, and he can't talk. He wants to talk, but he can't talk. So his lips are moving, but it looks like he says, "Thank you."
I have a feeling he needs some healing.
Now he needs healing. Yes.
Okay, well, D8 plus 6 plus 13 points.
Okay.
And I will use my lay on hands to heal him for another 5.
I sit there and clap for them.
All right. So you heal him up to max. You could tell that there's like madness in his eyes. You don't know how many different degrees of madness he has, but he's sitting there breathing heavily, and he's grateful. And the lawyer, he walks up to the side of the king, and the king whispers something to the lawyer's ear, and the lawyer, he turns around towards everybody, and he says, he puts his hands up like a champion, addressing you guys, and he yells out, "Hail, hail, hail!" And then everybody starts hailing you guys, and and the king, he's smiling, but he's very tired. He's very weak still, even though you healed him. But
can I shout to Despot to send word to the people that are leading the one chick with Lolo out of the city to bring him back? Obviously, the verdict was very much not in his favor.
He can, but as you tell him that, uh, he says to Leonardo,
Yeah.
what did I do with my paper? Where did they go? Oh, they're right here. He says to make sure that you talk to the metalworks dwarves and the engineers. So you want to look for Clan Thuldark and Clan Hammercane. And he mentioned that to you before. And what Ungalard does is he calls for a couple of stone guards to go follow in pursuit of Zalith, and everybody's cheering you on. And so,
Hey, Dan, can anybody hear me?
yes,
I can hear you.
I had a hard freeze there again for a minute.
Okay.
If you're trying to remove Tim's character from the game permanently, go ahead and tell me, and I'll stop trying to save his life.
Well, what I was going to do was, in case he comes back, is that he's just a prisoner under Ilvara. Not to say that he's killed off, not to say that he disappeared.
I can tell you right now.
He's back at the beginning of the game.
I can tell you right now that I did talk to Tim, and he is not going to come back to this game.
Okay, that's fine.
If you want his character to exist, at a later point that we can save and he can help us, cool. But
yeah, he's just going to be a prisoner for the Drow. That's it. Like, there's no real reason for me to kill him.
Okay, my character still would try and save him, but if we're trying to not bring him into the group right now, then that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he said about me or anything like that, but that's on him,
Alright, we dropping it right now. Let's get back to campaign.
He did not say anything bad about you. He was very respectful. He did not say anything ill. He just said he does not want to come back.
Okay. All right. So, the Darrow, they're all moving out of their stands to go down below, and the three leaders, they move up, and they're questioning the king, asking him if he still demands the cleansing, and the lawyer peeks his ear up to the king's mouth and hears his answer, and the lawyer Teresk Zornbane, he says, no, there was a false degree under the manipulation of a demon, so everything will be rectified. Everything will continue on as normal. There will be no cleansing. There will be no death to all outsiders. And the clans, they start speaking to you guys, the clan lairds, and the lawyer for wait, not the lawyer. Where is this? I'm looking for. Okay. Fingers. One of the Dwarger comes up to you and he says, you have been greatly mistreated by the council savants. We'll make sure that you get not reciprocation. What's it called?
Restitution.
Compensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Restitution and compensation for what happened to you. And Cliff.
I'll just nod.
The weaponsmiths tell you they would like to see you, and they want to help you with a gift if you allow them to.
Gladly. In
Okay.
this moment of sanity, I thank you, Miss. Ah.
And Leonardo, the engineers and metalworks, they both come up to you and they say, as Executioner Ballista had mentioned, we would like to work with you as well if you permit us.
Oh yes, definitely.
And Ms. Lindra,
Yes.
the armorers, they walk up to you and they say, "We have something for you. We have something for you as well. Would you accept our gift?"
As much as I would like to decline your gift as part of my my righteous nature. Yes, please give me.
Okay, and fingers. You already said that you'd accept a restitution. So this is what happens
Yes.
now. This takes time. All right. Uh, depending if you guys want to, it's going to take around 3 days for Cliff. His battle axe is going to be refined. If you want to spend the next 3 days in this town, resting, getting whatever things you need in order, you can take that time.
Now that we've come to the total conclusion of what we feel is.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take a couple of days. Now that the city doesn't feel like it's against us anymore.
Okay. Three days pass by,
Right.
and in these 3 days, well, do you guys want to look for the were-rats or no? You don't have to.
Sure.
Well, they're actually
as well.
pretty. At least they were pretty nice couple of kids
Yeah,
at the time.
I think that if
So I believe I can round them up if they can do what they can to remove their curse.
Okay. Well,
They know me.
yeah, they do. What happens is in between you're starting to hear more rumors about were-rat attacks, but you don't see them. Like whatever they're doing, they're hiding really well. And you're gathering
Mm.
information that maybe it's not them just causing a muck in the slums. It's the other way around. They were kids. They were assaulted, maybe defending themselves. That's the way you know them as. And
Right.
but you don't find them in the 3 days that you're there. Cliff, everybody's gonna need to write this information down for yourselves. So on behalf of the clan Steelshadow, which is the clan the King Steelshadow is the leader, direct leader of, your battle axe has been refined. A 19 and a 20 causes necrotic damage, and every 10 times you get necrotic damage, the 19 will become a 18 and a 17 and so on.
Holy. Okay. That's insanely overpowered.
He has to get it 10 times.
Yes.
He has to get the crit 10 times.
Yes.
But that is exponential.
Yeah.
Within a few
10.
months, he is going to be critting.
The maximum is going to be 15.
10 and 18.
The maximum is
okay,
going to be 15, so it'll be like a +5.
Okay, good.
All right.
I was gonna say he's gonna be rolling fucking 4s, and he's like, "No, I got that crit."
that one, time to quit.
All right. Leonardo,
No, it's not a crit. It's just to get the necrotic.
Bonus necrotic.
Leonardo, the engineers spend 3 days working on your Steel Defender, and they're teaching you how to do this. All right. So your Steel Defender gains a fire jet blowtorch, pretty much the same thing that Despot Ballista had, but it only shoots for 30 feet and it's 5 feet wide. Dexterity saves are required, and it's a 48 of damage and half on a successful save. You could only, huh?
So it's a line. So it's not exactly a cone breath weapon. It's just a line.
Just a line.
Okay. That's
And
still kinda cool.
you can only do it once, but in order to get it back, your Steel Defender needs to eat steel or metal 5 times in order to get that blowtorch back. So the amount of feeding that it needs is a short sword of feeding 5 times for every time you want it to be able to have the fuel to make the fire.
Metal. Damn.
Load your bag of holding up with short swords.
At that point, is it honestly a fire weapon or is it magma?
It's
That boy should straight up be breathing molten metal.
Either way.
Well, this is what happens though. After 100 feedings, the Steel Defender gains harpoons on each of its legs that shoot 30 feet. And to do that, you'll need to. You can only get 3 feedings maximum a day. Okay?
Okay.
So this is how it works. Every time you use your fire, the next time you use it, it has to have 5 feedings. But it could only eat 3 times a day. So it's going to take you
every other day. 2
Yeah.
days.
So
Yeah.
It's going to take 2.5
it
days.
takes 2 days to. Yeah.
And then in 100 feedings, it'll gain harpoons with ropes on each leg. So you don't have it yet. You have to do a count. You have to keep track of a count of 100 feedings.
Okay.
Cliff, the Steeder Breeders clan is Clan Zundorm. They don't understand why your spider hasn't shrunk. It's staying at the size that it is. So it's probably a mixture of the phase res rocks and the mushrooms when it had it. So the mushrooms are no longer good. You guys discovered that the mushrooms are no longer good. Once you're out of the tunnels, that's it. It's done. But it stayed
Right.
on the spider. So you have your own personal mount now as Lala. She also gains a military saddle, which gives you advantage on checks to remain mounted.
It just grows out of her back.
No, they gave it to her. They gave it to him.
Yeah, no, I was just being funny.
And Ms. Lindra.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Elizabeth does.
The armor smiths, they show you an armor that they retrieved from another drider, and they have to refit it so that it fits on your legs like the bracelets from the drawing, that painting that you gave me.
Yeah.
So these bracelets that are on your figure,
Yeah. Okay.
that's what you're getting directly, and it's being made to fit on you. So that's what took time for the armor smiths. It's a Clan Thrasgard or Thrasgad, and what happens is your armor. It's a gold-plated armor that's like it's like the shield of missile attraction, except it takes a total of 100 points of arrow damage. If it takes 100 points of damage, it is destroyed, but the armor can be mended with Leonardo with the mend spell for the normal amount of healing or repair hit points that his mend spell does.
Okay.
And
So I was given armor of arrow attraction.
yeah. So any arrows fired at the party goes to you if you're close enough.
Wait. I also have gloves of arrow or non-magical catching or something like that.
Okay.
That's gonna be neat.
All right. So each of these clans spend time with you guys to doing this, and Fingers, they teach you how to ride the spiders. They were showing you basically from their steeders, except the difference between your spider and the steeders is that steeders they can't produce webs. Their legs have a sticky substance that just goes on walls, but your spider does shoot webs. And
Okay.
that was Fingers. Leonardo, you get your Steel Defender back, and Ms. Lindra, your armor is fitted to be on you, and it's not that each bracelet takes 100 hit points. It's just 100 hit points total.
Yeah.
Okay. And and Cliff, your battle axe again. As of right now, it's a 19 or higher to get your necrotic damage. And
check your PMs.
And every 10 hits of necrotic damage, it becomes one number less.
I got that written down. Can you check your PMs real quick?
Me?
So what? I'm thinking. You know what? It's nothing too sneaky, so I'll just say it loud. I asked King if I can approach and ask a favor of him.
Oh, you're no longer around the king, and you're not going to.
I DM'd you that a little bit while ago while you're explaining the items.
Say that again.
So I didn't disrupt it. I did DM you that when you were when you were telling everyone their items, not to disrupt you.
Okay.
It's more of a not like a money favor or anything. It's I do want to ask about something.
Go ahead. We'll rewind time before all this stuff happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I go up and I say, who would I ask if I want a simple black or like a a black tombstone made?
Uh,
Not like it doesn't have to be meaning anything fancy. Just black rock.
that you don't need to ask the king that. You can just ask the lawyer, one of the other representatives.
Lawyer, whoever would know.
Let me look. I know there's like the stonemasons, things like that.
Yeah, and then I want to ask the lawyer then. Once I get this tombstone made, I want to ask the favor of, can you place it somewhere that it will not be disturbed?
What's it for?
I'll tell you in a second.
What was your name on it?
Say that again, guy.
Yeah, there's construction.
With your name on it?
Yeah, there's the stonemasons. So there's Clan Black Skull. There's stonemasons, so they can make it for you. But what do you want it for?
I simply want to put my name on it, and I want to put it somewhere it won't be disturbed.
Like, what do you mean put it somewhere where it won't be disturbed? Like for them to hold it?
Like just anywhere really that it won't like fucking someone won't come by and steal it or vandalize it.
You're gonna have to carry it everywhere.
Oh,
No, I don't want to carry it everywhere. I just want to like set it somewhere in the city.
He wants to pay storage fees.
Oh,
He wants to pay storage fees.
they're asking you if you die, are you requesting to be buried inside a Gracklstaugh?
I already died once, and soon I might take an oath, which means that I will die and my body may be unrecoverable. I simply want to put my tombstone there so it does not get disturbed.
Well, doing this now, it sounds like you're looking to die again. If
recent days,
if you
look
pass,
at what we have faced.
they said if you pass, what we'll do is we'll commemorate you. But if we don't find out what happened to you, then we can't.
Everyone dies one day, and I would rather my tombstone be somewhere safe than an unmarked grave in the middle of the sea. And I glance to the drider with me just because, like, thinking, like, that person might throw me in the ocean if I die.
You'll be fine, dude. They're not gonna make you a tombstone just for it to be in the city because you're not a dwarger. You're not from there. You are a surface dwarf. But they'll do some.
Even if it's in the city, even if it's just.
They'll do something.
Okay, then.
They'll do something to commemorate you, but they're not gonna.
I simply put up my hand and say, "That's nice, but no thanks.
All right.
I'll see somewhere else then."
Be like, you're already getting your axe. Be grateful about that.
Yeah, I am. It's just a little story thing I was gonna do.
Oh, okay. What you could do is because you're gonna be lugging that thing, or it's.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
No.
Put it somewhere.
It's fine.
Put it
I'll
somewhere
tell you what.
that no one's gonna mess with it, huh?
Even if it's outside of town.
I'll tell you what. You get it, and you just put "Do Not Disturb" on it, and you lay it in the middle of the street.
Or you know what? Screw it. Okay, we'll do it. The stonemasons will make one for you, and they'll hold on to it, and whatever happens to you or doesn't happen to you, they'll hold it inside a Gracklstaugh, and it'll be it's not going to be on display
That's
because
perfect.
it's not
That's
worthy for
perfect.
being displayed, but they'll hold on to it, and then if something happens, then what do you want on there to say as your final words? I pee on your grave.
I spit on your grave, and then I pissed on your mother.
Oh, that's not.
I'm joking. He laughs for a second, then he thinks like, "Oh, what's something?" Says, "The only thing you have in this world is family. Cherish it and do not let it die." Because his sister brought him back to life or something.
Oh yeah, Eldith, I forgot about her. All right, so all right, we're gonna stop it here. Everybody's gonna go to level 5, and and then next week we'll continue on. We're gonna see what you guys do though, because when you guys leave Gracklstaugh, we're gonna figure out where you want to go to next. You have Stool and Rumpendump with you, and they're trying to get to Neverlight Grove.
Right.
But you're still. You guys remember being told that from Arya that there was going to be a merchant leader that you can talk to about getting out of town?
Yep.
Do you still want to look for her? Her name was Iska, I believe.
Well, that's up to the party. That's my character has a job that she wants to do, and she's not going to stop anybody from trying to leave.
Yeah.
So if
All right.
everyone else wants to leave, then they can. I will probably take the two to the Neverlight Grove because now that this has happened here, and since the shit that happened back in Slovodop, I'm going to assume that there's more corruption in the rest of the cities, and I need to go fish it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your mission has
And
changed.
if anything, it's gonna from here. It has.
Just a little
Because
bit.
if what's happening down here is definitely going to be affect upstairs.
It's not that my mission has changed. It's just it now finally has a real direction. Before I was just wandering around, going, where exactly do I go
Yeah.
next?
But we still got to go to the other guy's hand arrest.
All right. It's
Right.
it's Ilsa Handstack. She's the merchant that Arya told you to talk to.
Right.
And
Okay.
just so we're clear that
Well, we'll just
Arya
keep that in mind.
Arya's the girl that Hemeth recommended you guys talk to when you were traveling to Dark Lake, and then when you saw her, it's when the Stone Guard were trying to arrest you at the dock or chase you out of town.
Yeah.
She was saying, you guys are the ones that were supposed to sell my gems. Where's my money? You know, her. And then she gave you other gems, and
Crazy.
to sell.
We got a whole bunch of dirty gems.
Yeah. All right, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the story. I try to make it worth the while because you guys did all the work for Tem's character. You know, trying to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We tried.
But yeah, I didn't want it to be
But-
just to waste where you guys do all this evidence work and then nothing happens out of it. It would have been like.
Right.
So.
Well, it takes too long to make it white. But
But
sorry, that's an old bad joke.
yep.
That's an Abercrombie and Finch joke.
I'm gonna say what my
Um,
plan was there. What I was planning. Hold on, someone's calling me.
All right. Well, I enjoyed Despot Ballista. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I do
It's kinda
like.
neat.
I am gonna multi-class with this level, and to signify that, I was gonna basically put down Tombstone, put my last words on it, and put an oath underneath it. I swear that as
Okay.
long as I draw, I'll do it later. I'm just saying what my plans were.
Are
I
you
swear,
going?
as long as I draw breath, I shall fight against the unseen menace.
Are you going Paladin?
No,
Oh, okay. Because Paladins are the ones
Okay.
that take
Now,
oaths.
it's not really like.
well,
It's more like a culture thing, kind of, or like a oath to himself and whoever reads that.
that'd make an interesting exit. Exactly.